So here's a map that I'm working on. It's the first map for the mod for Rage, which is going to be converted fully. And it's unfinished. There's a lot to be done. And this is the first time I've tested it. It took about 20 hours to build. But this is basically what the map's going to be like. There's going to be a lot more detail, obviously, and there's still a lot more to do, but it's just a demonstration test. And as you can see, that's not supposed to be there, but these are just propaganda posters on the wall. And they're actually quite detailed. You can make anything as detailed as possible using the surface inspector. So that's one of the cool parts about Idstudio. And yeah, also the walls, I'm trying to put a lot of detail on things, but I don't want to go to Wolfenstein and make it unrealistic. I want to make it look like a real factory without going too overboard, but also not too minimalistic like, you know, older Quake maps. But I'm using a lot of brushes here versus models, which I prefer anyways. And so underneath here, this is just a stream and it's darker. And actually the map was supposed to be darker, but I don't know, I like it bright as well. But this is a stream. All this stuff is assets that came with Rage. Is the brick arch, that's part of the assets, the stream. Eventually all this stuff I'm going to be replacing with custom assets, and there's going to be a realistic kind of sludgy factory river going through here, but this is the best I can do for now. And then this is the inside of the main dormitory building, and there's a lot of work to do, of course, but this is essentially it. These are all textures like the bricks that came with it, the pipes, but just fooling around with different lighting in rooms and seeing what happens. And as everyone can see, the trim is very distorted. It's not how it was supposed to be, but the grid in Radiant's a lot different than what actually is the outcome, so it's going to take a lot of fooling around, but yeah, I hope to fix it. This is probably the nicest hallway here. And doormats. This is probably my favorite part of the level in a second here. When you go up to the third floor, it'll go through a skyway, a glass skyway. That's probably my favorite part. And eventually these grates here in the floor, I want to have mist coming down, you know, that obligatory thing that people do. There's going to be a lot of different lighting, but this is just the beginning, of course. That's a projector. It's a projector room. And I also want to put a lot of posters up. The main character is into a lot of Chinese rock music in this game, so that'll be coming too. And yeah, I think I'll just go through the skyway now to the main factory area. I'll just walk over. And I added this kind of, these grates along, because before you would just fall through the glass because it's transparent. And this is going to be the main factory room. And right now I just have a bunch of the closest assets I could find to a factory that I'm using, but it'll change. I mean, it's not going to look like this in the end, but I kind of like this room. It has a lot of atmosphere. It's very dingy. And you'll notice also all the green windows. This looks a lot like when I was a kid, there was the green kind of frosty windows in Lego. And I really like that. So I think I'm gonna edit these a bit, but I like that kind of greenish window, and I hope to add more green lighting. And if you look at it this way, it looks like you're in a cathedral, a church, and those are all, you know, parishioner stools, etc. And yeah, that's about it. And stay tuned. I'm going to start working on a racing map next and posting more updates about the map and how Idstudio works in the toolkit and everything. And I hope you've enjoyed the video.